If you never want to miss a video, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell to turn on notifications.
How are you doing as I check our connection? A couple messages for the viewers, so pick a section, have a seat. Yeah, I know this is different, quit with the questions. Allow me a second, please, to make my first impression.
YouTube, what up? Welcome back to another Pounds 978 custom video, and today I want to talk to you guys about the Spider-Man MK1 Mark 1 armored suit, inspired from the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man game, also inspired by the comic art. Well, not so much the comic art, it was more inspired by the 3.75-inch Marvel Legends figure. This suit has been on a to-do list for a very long time. I always wanted to get it done. I just didn't have the courage to go ahead and do it until someone decided to commission it. Then it got real. For my first attempt, I am pretty pleased with it. There are some things I think I could improve on if I ever come back and try it again. But for what it is, I like it. Depends on what you guys think, right? Because it's all about your opinions. Sculpted mostly everything you see in silver, and everything else was pretty much painted. But off the back, if you want to make yourself one of these, you're going to need a Bucky cap. I'll tell you why I chose a Bucky cap. I have some extra hands here. Haven't gotten around to painting them yet, so I won't be swapping them in and out. But yep, I decided to sculpt everything except that front logo. I did sculpt the body of the spider, but I couldn't sculpt the legs. It was killing me. I tried 2 times and failed because they were so thin, and I just didn't really want to give myself a headache, so I decided to paint the legs. Hopefully you guys don't really, see the difference too much. I mean, I don't know. I can kind of see the difference, but it's not too bad. And the reason why I chose a Bucky cap was it didn't have any butterfly joints. If I were to have a figure with butterfly joints to sculpt, the squares in there would give me a hard time. So I decided to not use that. Plus, the guy who commissioned it decided to go with a Bucky cap because he also has the black suit Raimi Spider-Man on the Bucky cap. So I think it will go hand in hand with that. If you can tell, this is more based on the game, seeing the helmet is cut off at the back end like that, with the rest of the neck being black and a couple cuts being black. But there were some things that I forgot to put in because I was looking at a 3.75-inch figure at the same time as looking at some reference pics. But you can see kind of the similarities between the two figures here. They're not identical because, again, I was going back and forth with references. And I do like this. I'm surprised Hasbro hasn't given us one yet, and I assume they will, honestly. Back logo is sculpted too. It's not identical to the game design because the game, they look like 7s or L's, and that was kind of hard to do. So I just turned them all into squares, and I thought that was pretty decent enough. It looks like the classic logo to a degree. Maybe on the second try, if Hasbro doesn't give us one, I'll try to do it more accurately. But I did come across a couple issues, one being I broke an arm, and I had to go back and resculpt the entire left arm. I don't know what happened. The only thing I can say that I think what happened is I sculpted over the peg holes, and I think that might have prevented the joint from moving. And then when I was almost done painting everything, I tried to move the arm, and I saw that it was breaking. So I went ahead and sculpted a new arm, seeing that I couldn't take any of it because the joints were covered up. So I just sculpted a whole new arm, and it took me a couple days to finish that off. This project took me a couple months to finish, actually. Here's a comparison with the 3.75-inch figure. What I took from this is the way the feet are sculpted, because in the game, I didn't realize that he didn't have his feet all the way sculpted until it was too late. So I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to go with the way the action figure looks. So again, it's a merge between this 3.75 Spider-Man and the video game. There is a paint rub spot, though. Look at that. I'm going to have to fix that before I ship it out. But the action figures should move as normal. Head does go up and down. You do get the left and right movement. Nothing should be too restricted. Arms do go up. If you're noticing that the shoulders look cut so much because I added sculpt, so in order to avoid paint rub, I had to cut it that much. Bicep does swivel. You get a single jointed elbow on this left one. Be careful because I don't want that to break again. The wrist hinge and swivel. Ab crunch, those go up and down. You get the waist swivel as usual. The thighs split. You guys know how that goes. You get thigh swivel, double jointed knees, ankle pivot, and ankle hinge. All the good stuff you get with Marvel Legends. The only thing I would say again is be careful with the left arm. It's giving me the same issue that the broken one did. The right arm is fine, but when you pose that left arm around, be very careful because I don't want it to break on you. But if it does, let me know. We'll fix it. Stick around to the very end if you want to see some work in progress shots. But this is pretty much it, guys. If you like this video and you want to see more Spider-Man customs, feel free to give me a like. That does help. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. What could we have done to make it better? Subscribe for more content, of course. And I'll see you in the next one. Started off with some sculpt at the abs and the waist. Then I sculpted the chest area. Then I sculpted the backside and the arm right there, and the belt as well. It's all sections. It's layers upon layers. And shout out to AV's Epoxy because they provided me the sculpt to do this. So shout out to them. You guys should follow them on Instagram. They're a really good company with great product. But moving on, I did the shoulders and the rest of the arms, the forearms, the biceps. And now things are starting to come along. I did the shoulders. Did the circle in the back. I covered the peg hole. Then I went on with the boots. Started with the calves. Then I did the foot area. Then from there, I think it was pretty much go time to paint. The hardest part was probably the head because I didn't want to mess the head up because the head is the first thing you look at when you see a Spider-Man figure. And so I tried my hardest to get the head symmetrical and as round and as accurate as possible, and I think it looks pretty good. The only thing is I wish I had a better silver, but Model Masters acrylic doesn't have the brightest silver for acrylics, but it is what it is. And here's the broken arm again.
But if you choose to subscribe, you the man. Yes, you. Everyone below in the comments, yes, you too. Thank you very much for showing me love. Who knew? It's ironic how we think out the box for you too, right?